Last week we talked about Kawhi Leonard. I know a lot of people wanted the pitchforks at my damn head. Now, I will say, shout out to Hunter Patterson, really good reporter from the Athletic. He was
Love
doing a
Hunter.
Q. He was doing a Q&A, and I was looking for topics for the podcast, and someone asked him about Kawhi Leonard, and he had heard that what it would take for Kawhi to even be in consideration is a deal for him would be something like this. And I actually photoshopped the Sar and Duren and Clipper jerseys and a Kawhi and a Pistons jersey, but
You're
it says
nasty for
report. I
that.
know. The Clippers would likely request Jalen Duren or Ausar Thompson in any trade that lands Kawhi Leonard per Hunter Patterson of the Athletic. I mean, where are you at in like all these big names? I know we have the group chat, but I feel like we haven't really been as active in our group chat lately. Like where have you kind of been at with like all the big names that have been linked, like the Kawhis, the Kyries, and others?
I hate it, to be honest with you. I don't like it at all. Like, it's no shade to Kawhi. He had a really good season. Played at an all NBA level. Played at a very durable level, which is extremely rare for him. But I hate it. I don't like these ideas at all. I don't like the Kyrie suggestions. I don't like the Kawhi suggestions. Why is it always the Pistons that got to be linked to the guys whose knees don't work no more or are questionable at the very least? Like, to me, I feel like Kawhi is 2.5 from wanting to retire soon. Like, look at his contract. Um, I think he's got like what 1 or 2 more years. He was a restricted free agent. He turns 35 this year or next season, if I'm not mistaken, or next year.
Yeah.
I'm good on that, bro. Like I don't know. I think it's a terrible idea, especially when you have to give away your building block pieces like a guy like Ausar, who you could build around or with for the next 5 to 10 years. Jalen Duren, if he keeps improving his game, could be here for the next 5 to 10 years. Now, personally speaking, and Pistons fans, y'all hate me if I say it. I don't really care. I don't look at everybody on this roster as untouchable. I'm not against certain names being mentioned in discussions, but if they're going to be in these discussions, it has to be somebody that's not on the outside of their prime, looking towards retirement more so than the prime of their career. And
Yeah.
Kyrie is not that. Kawhi is definitely not that. There's another name that I forgot that's in that same discussion. But no, I don't like it at all for the Pistons. Like, you shouldn't be. You're not at a point where you should be sacrificing your future for stopgap guys like this. Now, again, if it made sense for someone cheaper that's not going to be someone maybe for the next 5 to 10 years, and it could be cheap, cool. But for Asar and for JD, I don't think that makes sense in any way, shape, or form. That would be a bad finesse. It'll be a huge W for the Clippers. I don't think the Pistons should even be entertaining that conversation, in my opinion.
So Kawhi will be 30. He's 35. He'll be 36 this month, I believe. His birthday is
Yeah.
in June.
Okay.
1 year left on his contract at $50 million. So essentially, it's a huge risk to trade for him because there's no guarantee he might sign with you. I mean, we saw what he did with Toronto, won his chip and bounced and went to LA.
Exactly.
I want to mention one thing that maybe people aren't really discussing. There's still an ongoing investigation with aspirations.
Yes.
They could void that contract and he could be a free agent.
Yep.
Like, let's say the Clippers get punished and they lose some draft capital, they got to relinquish that contract. I bet you Kawhi's going to LA to go play with Luca for like a year. Like, I think he wants to stay in California. Like, there's a really good chance that aspiration stuff gets out. I believe the guy that owned Aspirations, 14 years in jail for embezzling $250 million, which is exactly what Kawhi signed for. So it's like I think there's way more details with the aspiration stuff that's going to come out. If Kawhi does get his contract voided, I don't know if he's going to pick the Detroit Pistons as a free agency destination. We've never been free agent destinations. We just really haven't. We've always traded for those guys like the Rasheed Wallaces back in the day. We've drafted guys from this regime, and you can even go back to Isaiah Thomas's days with the Bad Boys. Like, they drafted a lot of those guys through the draft and built it organically. So I'd be really surprised if they did make a move involving Jalen Duren or Ausar Thompson, for that matter, especially Ausar Thompson. I think the organization is so high on him as a player. JD, I'm not sure. I feel like it's like 60-40 right now. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he got traded in a deal, but I don't think it would be for Kawhi Leonard.
No, I don't think so either. I think Trajan has been very clear on how much they're trying to value the next 5 to 10 years for this team instead of what can we do right now. Now, granted, they do need to make some right now type moves, and they have been doing that. I mean, even going back to the last season, acquiring guys like Malik Beasley, acquiring Tobias, trading for Tim Hardaway Jr. Like, those were smart, right now moves, but they were very dirt cheap moves that they did. So it made sense to go ahead and do that. If you're going to blow up for a guy like Ausar or Jalen Duren, you need to be looking for somebody that's 25 years old, barely scratching the surface of their prime, that could be a star at some point down the line. I don't think Kawhi fits that timeline in any way, shape, or form. I agree with you. I think he wants to be in win now type situations. And like you said, I couldn't see him. Not to say that he would be unhappy in Detroit, because I think he would make them a good team. I think they would still win. But again, I just feel like Kawhi is literally just like, when people joke about Jokic, always thinking about, his horses and his goats. I feel like the same thing about Kawhi. I feel like Kawhi is like, dang, I like basketball, but man, I'd rather be playing pinball somewhere. Like, that's just how I think of Kawhi when I'm thinking this dude. Like, I don't think he cares about basketball that much at this point in his career. He's got what he wants to do. He's the top 75 player of all time. He's won a ring. He's one of the greatest defensive players of all time. Like, if he literally hung it up next year, I wouldn't be surprised at all. And people are talking about you blowing it up for your top 3 guys for him potentially. That just makes no sense to me at all.
Oh, I agree. I mean, 2-time champion, one with the Spurs, one with the Raptors. Hell of a defender when he's healthy. He actually played 65 games this year, which was kind of surprising, considering he's like the captain of load management. Like, I feel like he's kind of just like, if you talk about load management, you look it up in the dictionary, it's like LeBron and Kawhi Leonard, like 1A and 1B. But I mean, honestly, I like him as a player. The 55 points that he hung on the Pistons, man, he could not miss that night, man. He was just on one. I've never seen him like that locked in from the mid-range and 3. Whatever happens, I want to see what happens with this aspiration thing, man, because I think it could go completely south, and maybe the Clippers actually lose their top 5 pick before the draft. So that would be like such a hammer by Adam Silver. Like, oh yeah, you lost your pick that you traded for from the Pacers. We're going to relinquish it.
I'm surprised nothing kind of came up over that. Like, I thought, great, it was awesome to see that he was healthy this year, but I swear the work that Pablo was doing and the research I thought something was going to pop up with what happened with the Malik Beasley thing and how he's been pushing throughout the offseason. I thought something was going to come up in the regular season, but he was able to, play through and, play at an all-NBA level, and it was cool to see. Yeah, that 55-point game was tough. He didn't need no foul baiting to do it either. He could not miss from anywhere on the floor. That was an unbelievable performance against one of the best defensive teams in all of basketball. But again, how often he'll be able to do that and replicate that, I think is going to be an aberration. But someone will find a way to pull a trigger on him. I don't think he's going to stay at the Clippers much longer.
No, I think he definitely will. Either just ride it out for one more year and see what happens with the Clippers, or that aspiration investigation is going to get a little bit more hotter, because I was pretty locked in, and I'm sure Sean's probably like punching the wall that we didn't invite him on to talk about the aspirations, because he's so into this shit, dog.
He is.
If he watches this later, he's probably gonna be so mad at us that we didn't invite him on to talk about
He gonna text us for sure. Really? Sorry, Sean. We love you, buddy. We love you, man.